said you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick coming to you live from the facilities of Pittsburgh Community Television. We're back in the kitchen this week, folks, because of the candidates putting on their candidatorial PSAs or candidatorial spiels, what they're hoping to accomplish. So we're in this studio for now, for this week. And for the first half of the show, I want to explain something to you. As much as I talk about the difficulties of being disabled, and well, for the most part, the disabilities are skin deep. And that was proven this past week when even a person in a wheelchair can get emotional and actually cry in church. Crying in church is allowed. We have just found out that Pastor Jeff Black is leaving New Life Community Fellowship. After 28 years of being there, and I've been with him for 21 of those, 21, almost 22 years this year. So it's going to be a very challenging but very doable transition. So bear with us as far as the church's shows being on the air, because we might have to take a hiatus depending on what happens with the church, because I don't want to do anything without the church's approval, especially the new pastor, because the deal was with the pastor that was doing this. The Pastor Jeff gave me permission to do the show. and I want to honor the next pastor and get his permission to continue to put that show on the air. So while I get that, we're still going to continue for the next 3 months, possibly or less, depending on how fast Pastor Jeff wants to move. But or has to move. So I'll keep you guys up to date and let you guys know. But there may be no change needed. I just have to make a decision as a producer. If things go as things go, I have to make a decision as a producer whether or not it's appropriate to ask permission or not. So, it's always appropriate to ask permission, but needing to is my issue. If I don't need to, things will continue as normal. But while I'm on that subject of disabilities and it being skin deep, not too many if people like me get emotional in situations like a church or be disruptive, most of the time, most people just say, oh, that's because of whoever's getting emotional, that's who they are, that's what they do. But with the family of New Life and with the many years that I've been there, they know that it's not just me not just me having one of my episodes, and that's one of the things that I like to talk about real quick today is the fact that the emotional impact of this weekend was not just an emotional outburst by a person in a wheelchair. And Jeff knows this. After 20, sorry, let me start again. After 21 and a half years, you can guarantee you, especially when he was the first one to baptize you as a Christian, as a born-again Christian, it does affect you when you lose. You know you're going to be losing your best friend, and that's why I got emotional. And but due to technology, I'm sure he's going to be back on the air in a short amount of time. I don't know if I'm going to have him on before he leaves because he's going to be so busy trying to get ready to leave that I don't know if we can get him on the air. But you know me, I'm going to try. But I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Pittsburgh Community Television, New Life Community Fellowship, and the entire family at both for giving me the opportunity and giving me the support I need to go forward with what I felt was a God inspired, and I was always a talker, but I was talking about things that were not necessarily meaningful before I came to the Lord. But now I'm starting to talk about it and expand my ability to reach out via technology and via just being a better person, and it's because of God and probably because of New Life and probably because of Jeff and everybody that's with me right now, including my crew. Without them, without God giving you the ability to do what you do, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So it's working together, whether we have a disability or not, we're supposed to be working together as human beings to strive for the greater good and put God first, and forget all other problems. Which candidate's gonna do the best for us? I mean, that's nice, but it doesn't matter. Whatever they do, if it's the right thing to do, it's God directing them to do it. But if it's them, and they give you no disrespect to the candidates, but if they give you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, really consider, are they actually gonna do that? Listen to what they say and see how genuine they are. Make your decisions based on how sincere you think they are, based on how God is telling you who God is telling you to put in that position. Because God will not put anybody in that position that can't handle it. And I don't know what the affiliation necessarily the governor is, but I'm assuming she's a Democrat. Because the state goes pretty much Democratic. And now the PCA program, they're shooting for $25 an hour just for the caregivers that I have. That hasn't been done in years. Right now it's at $18 an hour. 18 and some change. But $25 an hour is gonna change a lot for me. And one of the things I'd like to talk about before I go to my first PSA break is the fact that I am considering doing a town hall, either at the library or in the auditorium of the library, or at City Hall in the council chambers. And what I need is some ideas of what people want to talk about and what people need to hear, and who they want to ask questions to, so I can set it up at the library or wherever we need to do this, so we can get as many people as we can in the area and in the location. So please give me your ideas and please give me your input on what you need to talk about. It's not going to be just me speaking. I may ask the question of what people want to talk about. I may moderate and keep an eye on the time and host the show, but that show will be yours if you want the opportunity to be there. And it'll probably be open to the public. If you are interested in getting more information as we develop it, you can contact me at Wheeling the Pathway to Life. That's Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com. And you can leave me your suggestions, leave me your contact information, or friend me on Facebook, or follow me on YouTube, and I will get in touch with you. So right now I'm gonna go to our first PSA break. We will be right back, folks.
You brought me this far, so why would I question you now? You have provided, so why would I start to doubt? I've never been stranded, abandoned, or left here to fight alone. So I'm giving you control. I lift my life up. Give it all in surrender. I lift my heart up. You can have it forever. All my dreams, all my plans, Lord, I leave it in your hands. I lift my life up. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. If peace is a river, then let it sweep over me. If I'm under fire, I know it's refining me. When I hear you calling out, I'll follow now, wherever the road may go, because I know you're leading me home. I lift my life up. I give it all in surrender. give it all in surrender. I lift my heart up. Take my life, I live my life up. Give it all in surrender. I lift my heart up. You can have it forever. All my dreams, all my plans, Lord, I leave it in your hands. I live my life up. Oh, have your way in me. Have your way in me. Just have your way in me. Have your way in me. Just take my life and let it be all for you. Someday.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathways of Life. And speaking of pathways, each day is a different pathway, but the pathways are sometimes bumpier than others, but we got the fork in the road just happened this past week, and it could go either way, so we're just waiting to be directed by God or what to do from now on, but everything will be fine, and, you know, I was sad, and it's good to be sad, but when people are led other places and they feel like they're led by God to do it, who are we to tell them, no, they can't? God is the one that made us. So, I mean, He is the creator, and that's, we don't have to like it, but that's something we have to deal with. Even somebody with a disability, people have said to me in the past, and I'm not even kidding, you gotta believe in something because you're so stuck in your position that you are easily led and you are easily influenced by other people in the situations that you are faced with. And let me tell you something, I will beg to differ with anybody that says that, because like this week and this decision that I'm going through is one of the hardest and the most difficult to swallow and the most difficult to accept that Jesus Christ is challenging me with, okay, what do you want to do next? As far as the show, as far as me talking about disabilities, that'll stay normal. But I will promise you this. Other people's opinions do matter. And I will get as many people together as I can and show you that even though we're in a chair, even though we have disabilities, the disabilities is skin deep. And I mean, skin deep as far as physically, there are some mental disabilities, but even the brain is just matter. It's your soul that we're talking about. Disabilities will be gone when we get to heaven. So we could be talking about disabilities all day, but from a religious standpoint, as far as I'm concerned, no physical disability on earth is going to be like anything we're going to run into. Anything we're going to see in heaven, the disability won't matter at that point. It's gonna be like the disability never existed. So there's more to life than this may be a bump in the road or a pebble in the road that we gotta go over, but compared to what God went through, this is nothing. And how people ask me all the time, how do you not feel like you're being let down by people because you're in a chair? And it's two things. It's God doesn't allow me to take the time and think about that. But God also gives me the ability to use it as a tool to let people know that anything they go through, any disability they go through, is nothing compared to what God Himself went through, or anything that you haven't gone through yet. But anything you might go through is still not anything that you can't overcome. But especially, you can overcome it a lot easier if you know Jesus and ask Him to come into your life as a born-again Christian, and just ask Him to come into your life. Just say, Lord, I am a sinner, and I want you to come into my life. Yes, I messed up. Yes, I may have drank, but I know that drinking is not a good thing. And I know it's a sin against you, Lord. Wash that away from me. Swearing is not a polite thing to do. You're not gonna win any popularity contest with swearing and stuff. So take that away from me, and He will. He will give you stuff that you don't know how you're gonna get. You don't know how He knew that you needed that. Let me tell you something. Did I know I was going to be at New Life when I joined 21 years ago? No. Am I glad I was there? Yes. Because I wouldn't be the person I am today without two things: God and my parents. People think that I'm just talking about a situation this week, but besides the physical disability, the biggest disability in life, in my opinion, and this is the opinion of me, Brain Fitzpatrick, and not the opinion of the station, not necessarily the opinion of Pittsburgh Community Television or its producers. Only the producer of Wheeling the Pathway to Life and the producer of New Life Community Fellowship Church on Sunday afternoon, 3:30 to 5, is the fact that the biggest disability that people need to realize, and every single person needs to realize it, and I realize every single person is not going to realize it, because it says it in the Bible. But the biggest thing people need, and they don't know they need it, is Jesus Christ. And without that, that is going to be the biggest disability and the biggest downfall of this whole thing. The biggest mistake as far as the religion situation goes, our belief system, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that Adam ate the apple. That's when disabilities and sadness starts. So we can blame Adam and Eve for making mistakes. But yes, we blame doctors and stuff for disabilities. But disabilities started with Adam and Eve. And it's just a factor of life that we're going to have to deal with. And this show will show you, it has shown you, different ways you can get through it, but there's going to be times where I'm going to have to say, this is going to be my new thing in some cases. It is what it is. And people are going to say, what is it? And all I can say, it is what it is. And we just take it one day at a time, and one situation at a time. And we'll get through it together, and we'll be better for it on the other side. And hopefully we'll learn something from trials and tribulations. If my stories and my trials and my tribulations can help one person get through to the next hour, next minute, next day, then I've done my job. But that is what we're meant to do, and helping other people is helping ourselves too. And helping Jesus is helping solidify where you're going to be at the end of the way things. At the end of all this, that's all that matters. Where are you going to be at the end of the day? Where are you going to be at the end of the day? Where are you going to end up? Which way are you going to end up when this is all said and done? And it's time for you to answer to Jesus. What have you done for him? And every person you deal with in a way that you don't expect anything back or anything for doing anything back from the person, or you just do it out of kindness of your heart. That's doing it for Jesus Christ. Yes, I get the fact that you need money, but when you pick something up off the ground, when a disabled person drops it, you're actually working for God. Then you're not working for the person. Yes, you may be working for the person on earth, but you're working for Jesus Christ in heaven. And you're going to be glorified because of it. So I would implore you to really think about why you're doing the work you're doing, and think about human services more in the sense of who are you doing it for? Yes, you're helping the human being, but you're also helping yourself by doing it. I'm going to take our last PSA break. We will be right back, folks. And then I will wrap, and then I will continue the conversation, and then we will wrap up the show. So we will be right back, folks.
When all I see is the battle, you see my victory. When all I see is a mountain, you see a mountain move. And as I walk through the shadow, your love surrounds me. Yeah. There's nothing to fear now, for I am safe with you. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet, and I'll sing through the night. 'Cause, oh God, the battle belongs to you. And if you are for me, who can be against me? Yeah. For Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. When all I see are the ashes, you see the beauty. Thank you, God. Oh, when all I see is a cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. An almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Oh, nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, and every fear I lay at your feet. I sing through the night. Oh God, the
folks, this is Brian Fitzpatrick bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathway to Life. And this suffices to say, the show has been a real honor to do and a very difficult show to do, but it's bringing you down to the brass tacks of things. It doesn't matter what you think, or what you want, or what anybody wants in this life. At the end of the day, it's about what he wants and what you can do for him. It's nice to have nice things, but if you give the glory and give the gratitude to Jesus Christ for giving you what you have and giving you all the things you have, giving you a job to go do what you can. Even me, I'm not, as people might say, I'm not doing enough. Well, no, but what I am doing, I'm doing for Jesus. And that's all I want to do, is do for Jesus and help people make it to the other side, make it through life. And in my stories about my struggles with disabilities helps one person, I've done what I need to do for me, and I've done what I need to do for Jesus, and I've helped people along the way. And I can sleep very well at night when I think like that. It's not about what I want. It's not about what you want. It's about what he wants. Yes, I do get selfish sometimes, and yes, I do want my stuff. I do want my television and my shows that I like to watch. And I do get them. I do have selfish moments, but if you remember who you are and what you're supposed to do, life will be so easy. Life will be easier, and it'll be more rewarding than any government or any entity in the United States or anywhere else for that matter can bring you. No government or no governmental agency can give you as much satisfaction or peace in your heart than Jesus Christ. And God even gives me, because if you pull out for me, give me a wide shot at the chair. God even gives me the ability and the people who know how to build a $25,000 chair so I can get around and do the show that I do and do all the talking that I do. It gives me the ability to do a show like this. Thank you, Cassie. To do a show like this and give me the most talented people, that I know and best in the business as far as I'm concerned, to give me the ability to do what I have always wanted to do. And that is to talk about Jesus and to talk about disability live with the people of my community and talk about the struggles we all go through and how we can better get through the struggles and understand you can zoom back in, girls. You can that we can get through this together we all can get this, we can all get through this together. We can all be better people on the other side. And like the man says, this program and this station allows every program, whether it be on CityLink, the school department channel, it allows people to talk about themselves with themselves. I mean, with the people, it allows people to talk to other people around them about themselves and to learn about their surroundings and learn about their community and learn about the best part of the community. The community is not the area, it's not the physical surroundings, it's the people in the community, and it's working together. That is the true meaning of community, when people can set their differences aside and say, okay, what can I do to help other people? And even me, sitting in a chair, can talk to you for an hour, and I'm doing something for the community. And quite frankly, I don't know, I don't care if I'm getting paid for it. This is the best job in the world, and I'm gonna do it until the day I can't do it no more. That could be tomorrow, that could be next week, that could be 2 years from now. That could be 10 years from now. I don't know. But I'm gonna make every day the best that I can and do everything I can to better the world and better people in the world and ultimately do what God has me do. Because either way, I'll be doing it somewhere. It boggles my mind when people say, in my example, people say to me, you're in a chair, what can you do? What I say to them is basically this: you're not in a chair, what can you do? I guarantee you what 90% of the people do say is I do more than you do. But how many people can say I spend 20 to 30 hours a week. I mean, sometimes even 50 or 60 hours a week, trying to figure out how I'm going to get across to people that even people with disability, the people with disabilities don't have any disabilities at all. And actually, before I cut off I'll tell you what, the people who don't have disabilities and think that's not gonna happen to me, they have the biggest disability, the biggest disappointment coming than they ever thought they were going to have, because that is the worst and the ultimate misconception and very, very naive thing to think about. And you may think, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, you keep thinking about that and see where you are in 5, 6 years. And then we'll talk if you guys don't believe me. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything, but it's true. As long as you keep your attitude thinking, I'm going to be fine, you're not going to be fine. You need to say, this could happen to me. What can I do to make my life the best it can be? And attempt to avoid difficulties from happening. Now, there may be difficulties that are going to happen, but it's not something in the buzz house. But with the attitude, God is watching the attitudes too. And the devil watching the attitudes even more. I'll get into more of that next week. This has been Brain Fitzpatrick, bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathway of Life. And thank you very much, and I will see you back in the actual studio of Studio A next week. We will be back next week, folks. Have a good afternoon.
You can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. 'Cause when the Spirit's moving, His will be done. You can bury the workman, but the work will go on.